Good morning everybody, welcome back to Madness Manor. We're here in the gardens and we're here with Team GB Olympic Edition Brompton P-Line 12 speed. Let's get straight in to see what she weighs. Scales are zeroed onto there. 11.13 kilos. I don't know what it's supposed to weigh. That's what it does weigh. So essentially today's video is all about pre-ride and post delivery inspection and lube. Just give me a minute whilst I sort the sand out. We should all do this when we receive our Brompton bike. You don't have to be a bike mechanic. You don't have to be a professional at anything. You just need a whisker of common sense. And we've all got a whisker of common sense. I got that wrong, just bear with me again. Excuse my back. Get up into the stand. So we've got a brand new bike. You saw me ride it down the road. I'm going to take it for a spin round Nottingham in the week. Before I do that, I'm going to give it a good visual and a lube. Nothing too technical. Visually, I'm going to start at the back. So I'm just going to look at the clearances of the mud guard. Loads of clearance there. I'm just going to check the toggle on the 3-speed gear. There's a shank here, a thread with a lock nut in between. So make sure the lock nut's tight, which it is. Just going to look at the centre position of the brakes. Just operate the brake, and you can see the caliper. If you can see the caliper pulling evenly, side for side. You can see the position of the brake blocks in association. You've got the wheel rim, and you see the position of the brake block in association with that radius of the rim. It's central, perfect. I'm just going to look at the front brake. Perfect again, even movement. Let's put the pedal on the other side. Top tip I find when riding these super light pedals is always put the bung in the hole. on the B75 I've had them on, and it's with no mud guards, it fills that with muck. So another visual, I'm just having a look around. I've not got any tools, I don't need any tools. I pulled that's the tab out of the rear light. Rear light works. So just have a feel at the pedals. That's good. Let's have a play with the gears. Up and down the gears perfectly. 3-speed, first, second, third. No issue there. just look at the position. When you set, there's oodles of videos about these on YouTube. When you set these, this is your puller for your 3-speed hub. It's in second gear up there on the selector. If you just look through the telltale hole where the chain goes through, you see the other end of the chain. So you're essentially looking at the same as this. This little section here, as you look through the inspection hole, you see exactly that on the other end. If you just pull the chain, and you'll see the toggle pin come out, which has got this flat on it and this round shank. And as you just pull it out a whisker, you'll see the brown shank just appear out of the hub. This I'm going to change this, but I'm not going to change it now because it's okay. I like to see it. I think you're supposed to see 1mm of it. Well, I can't see 1mm, it's actually flush. So I will be changing that, but not today. So I've done the inspection. I've checked the saddle's tight, as you know, because I put the saddle on. Pedals are on. Everything's working hunky-dory. I've done a general view over the frame. There's no great marks. The only thing I did notice when I unboxed it, the way this Brompton gold transfer has been positioned. I don't know, I'm being picky, but it's so pristine. There's a few little marks here got to come off from when it was packaged. You know when they package it and there's sticky stuff on this sticker that they put on. Little WD-40 just to wipe that over with. WD-40 to lift that off. And any mark, yeah. So all the little bits of sticky residue have gone. Obviously I won't be touching the seat post again. I have changed the seat post for standard length. Fortunately, when I ride these things, if I pull the seat post up to all the way out and the penti clip is in the top section of the saddle, that's the perfect height for me. And that's the seat post off my P-line electric, which is, I've fitted a titanium one, which I guess a titanium one could come on here really, but anyway, a bit of lube. So I use WD-40 to get that off there. I'm not a big fan of WD-40, but it's good for spraying on the chain to clean it. If you use petrol or solvent on the chain, it'll wash the lubricant out of the rollers. So we'll start with this hinge pin. I normally start at the back, but seeing as I'm stood here, so we just swing it out. Just a bit of lube on the face of where the two parts of the hinge meet. Just a little bit of lube there. I'm also going to pull. I don't normally use oil. Oil and grease don't mix, and it's well greased from Brompton. So we'll tighten that up. We'll do this hinge. We can lube it before we bend it here, can't we? A little bit of lube on there. I'm using TF2 cycle oil, all purpose. Durable, reduces friction, improves performance. I'm using that at the moment. I will be moving to green oil. When I get some green oil and lubricant, I'll include that in the description on the video. So that's just going to work in there a bit. So that's just work that bit of lube. You can see it's obvious on here. Look, you've got the pink and you've got the red, and it moves. The pink moves around the pin. The pin is fixed in position with the red. So I just put a bit of lube there. That will keep things free there. I should just give the brakes a bit of a lube on the point where the centre screw goes through the brake. I should just give it a bit of a lube there, and also a bit of a lube here. I'm gonna have to touch it, the stuff will seep in. Again on the rear brake, just a little bit of lube there, a little bit of lube between. Basically you put this, where the components are sandwiched together along the screw of the hold the brake together, you just put a drop of lube on each joint, as it were. That's let's just drop a bit of lube on the hinges. The hinge pin on the P-line is, and all the titanium rear ended bikes, is a through screw bolt rather than pin with 2 Allen screws. So just the other thing I do, I also just give a bit of oil, again away from the seat post, but I just give a bit of oil onto this seat clamp, just again just between the moving faces, because that will just work its way in there and just help it move in. We wipe that off. Just give that a wipe there and there to remove any oil from there. So the next place I'm going to oil is on the brakes. Just a bit, just a touch of oil onto that brake cable. Put the oil back. Just going to put a touch of oil on the brake cable, on the gear cable, where it comes over this roller here. And I'm also just going to give it a, for the sake of it, a touch of oil on these parts. Screw heads, you know I like to oil my screw heads. It just does the bits. I'm not actually going to lube the chain. I'll just do this front brake and I'll tell you why. As I succumb to public pressure, these chains have got hollow link, and I think I'm going to wax it. I'm going to look at the Brompton book, see what they advise about chain lube on the P-line and on the T-line on these 10-speed chains. But I know I did lube the T-line with this, and oil obviously got into the holes of this chain link, and then it's coming out all the time. It's coming out, so that's going to have to change. I'm going to put a dab of lube on this nut and washer there, because at the end of the day, that is essentially a moving component. Again, totally nowhere near the seat post. Then I should just give it a wipe over. A little bit of lube on the easy wheels here. I may actually take these off and put a bit of grease in there, because they rattle as you're riding, and I think a bit of grease will help reduce the rattle. That's not going to rattle because it's fairly tight. Then we're going to move up to here, and so just give it a shot of, just pull the brake lever, just give it a shot of lube onto the cable, so it sort of works its way into the, can you see? You can't see a thing, can you? No, there's no really. Give it a shot of lube onto the end of the cable so it works its way in. I haven't lubed any of this. I don't lube in here because these are greased, when they're new. And if I lube in there, it's going to go into the cable. I will at some point, and I won't be doing it today. I will at some point lube the cables, but I'll turn the bike upside down to do that. And then we just, again, anything you see here, just a bit of lube, anything that moves. This plastic stuff is actually also lubricating, so you essentially don't need to oil it, but a bit of oil can't do any harm, I don't think. So that's it, it's now ready to ride. It's just taken a few minutes, it's taken me longer to talk about it than to do it, but just when you buy your new bike, just have a look at it, just go around it, have a feel. It's come out of a manufacturing plant, so it's all built to tolerances and specs. As we know with the T-line, they've changed the specs on the T-line for one of the securities on the steering. We've all had to adjust that accordingly. Well, I'm satisfied now. I've been around that. I've not used an Allen key or a spanner. I believe everything's going to be tight anyway because it's assembled with torque sensitive gear anyway in the factory. This cable is an important thing to check. Obviously the brake function is an important thing to check, because these are all pulled through at the factory, tightened up by hand and by eye, and I'm sure their brake guys at Brompton are absolutely wizard. They are wizard. These are absolutely perfect. There's no way I could make these any better. And that's it. I've lubed the hinge pins. I've lubed the bits that matter. I shan't do anything with the headset because they're greased. I put a lube into the hinge pin here. How much that lube actually requires, I don't know, but a bit of oil there is going to help anything to stop it from going rusty is the main thing. I haven't done anything with these screws. I'll probably end up with a 44 tooth chain ring on here anyway. I've got one in stock. Apart from that, isn't that a drop dead gorgeous bike? All these things, colours, represent an Olympic discipline. I haven't got a clue what they are, but as you open the rear triangle, you look in here. In here it's white, so that obviously is a little homage to the Winter Olympics, which have yet to come. So thank you for watching my little ramblings on Brompton Team GB 2024 edition Paris Olympics 12 speed post delivery inspection and pre-ride lubricate and inspection too. Thank you for watching. Hopefully I've got another T-line video to make. I'm having a Brompton Fest this week. I've got another T-line video to make. I've got a comparison with gearings between this and the T-line with the 44, and I'm going to compare the weights between this, the T-line, my green touring bike which is currently on eBay, and my Lagoon Blue current or other touring bike. So I'm going to compare the weights, because essentially the T-line is my new touring bike. This is drop dead gorgeous. The only thing that isn't drop dead gorgeous is the light bracket, so that's coming off. It looks like, aesthetically, it looks like something off a Mad Max truck. So that's coming off. And I'm going to put it on the T-line because that needs a light on it. Thanks for watching, guys. Catch you on the next one. Please, you know all this, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe. Does anybody want a long black seat post? I'll swap it for a short one, black. I look at this bike and it changes every time we look at it. As you move around it, as you see, as it's picking up the green of the lawn now, and as you look at it, it's changed colour. You put it to sunshine and it changes colour. All the colours. You go out at dusk and you go out to dusk and the colours have got richer. You really have hit the spot. First colourful Brompton for many a year. Cheers, guys. I've got, this is a professional, you see, dead professional video photography. Started video recording, but doesn't finish with it. Thanks.